Hello, everyone, and welcome to the 51st Annual Convocation at the Michigan State University College of Osteopathic Medicine and 2025's White Coat Ceremony. My name is Umar, and I'm from class of 2024. Just got coded about an hour ago. And I'm so privileged to be here in front of you all today. At this time, I do ask that you all turn off your phones or silence your phones and turn off your beepers and pagers and anything else that might make sound so we can go ahead and get started. So to kick things off, I would like to introduce the Dean of our college, Dr. Amalfitano.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Dr. Andrea Amalfitano, and it is my honor to serve as the Dean of MSU College of Osteopathic Medicine. 52 years ago in 1969, Michigan Governor William Milliken signed the legislation creating a state college of osteopathic medicine. This college, which became the Michigan State University College of Osteopathic Medicine, was the first osteopathic medical school to be established at a public research university, and it stands as a flagship institution in educating outstanding osteopathic physicians for Michigan, the nation, and the world. Today, I'm immensely proud to recognize the 312 exceptional individuals who are sitting in front of us are here today. They exemplify the best of the spirit, the commitment, and the dedication to service that the leaders in our state's legislature and in its osteopathic profession at the time hoped to cultivate in establishing our college over 5 decades ago. And we celebrate those achievements here today. Class of 2025, we as a college already know much about you and your tireless efforts that brought you, your families, and your friends all here today. You have overcome obstacles in your career, which as a result, you are now one of 312 MSU COM students, while another nearly 8,000 applicants are not. Think about that for a minute. Why? You're an elite group. We know that you have demonstrated a prowess for learning while also maintaining the capacity to pursue your passion to positively contribute to our society in so many ways. Your pursuit of that passion has confirmed you are not only book smart, but you're also people smart. You're compassionate community leaders who will make an impact on the profession for many years to come. Our college recognizes that these traits, when combined together, provide a powerful foundation for becoming a world-class physician. To help you achieve your goals to be a physician that is second to none, as a college, we continue to assemble a faculty and staff also committed to that same goal. For example, we have assembled today on this stage leaders from the various departments and units of our college. These marshals of COM represent the thousands of affiliated MSU COM faculty and staff that have all committed to serving you each and every day and providing you the tools and knowledge to reach your ultimate goals. As a symbolic confirmation of their commitment to you, each of our marshals will be placing the ceremonial white coat on each member of our class of 2025 here today. I ask that sometime after today's ceremony, you take a moment and review the faculty, the staff, the administrators of our college. You can go to our website and the associated links. Take a look and explore. I think you'll agree with me that you'll find that our faculty and staff are second to none. I'd like to take a moment and just acknowledge, please applaud our administrators and faculty that are all here today. Thank you. Okay, I'll turn it back over to student Dr. Raquel.
Thank you, Dr. Amalfitano. And next, we will be hearing from Dr. David Best, DO, and the President of the Michigan Osteopathic Association.
Good afternoon. Thank you to Dean Amalfitano, faculty, staff, and friends for allowing me a few moments to welcome the Michigan State College of Osteopathic Medicine class of 2025. On behalf of the Michigan Osteopathic Association Board of Trustees, I am honored to congratulate each of you on becoming part of the osteopathic family, the fastest growing segment of healthcare professionals in Michigan and in the United States. As you may already know, the MOA had a role in establishing MSU COM. In the 1960s, the members of the association saw a need for an osteopathic school in Michigan. Over the course of that decade, the MOA lobbied legislators, gathered support, and assessed fees to members to raise money to start what has become the #1 osteopathic school in the country. Much has changed since then in terms of healthcare and medical education, but those osteopathic physicians had a strong vision of a strong profession and a healthy Michigan that has held true for all these years. I can't imagine those physicians could have envisioned all the changes in healthcare profession since then, but I'm sure they saw the need for well-rounded students with an enthusiasm for caring for patients and their communities. Innovations and changes in medical education will continue, and this is especially true due to the COVID-19 pandemic. The challenges your class faces and will face to get to this point are unprecedented. I welcome you to the profession and wish you well in your journey. I remember my white coat ceremony at Des Moines University COM 23 years ago, and I see this as the official start of my medical career. As you begin this portion of your career, know that you belong to the DO family. And that relationship is a strong bond between a diverse group of like-minded people. As president of the MOA, I assure you that the association will be here for you, and we will continue to advocate on behalf of students, interns, residents, and physicians. Our vision today is no different than it was when the MOA was founded in 1898, one of a strong profession and a healthier people in Michigan. We, however, are only as strong as our members, and all of you today add to the strength of our membership. The association depends on new perspectives and fresh ideas to help us strengthen our support and evolve. I hope you can be engaged. Join the MOA, join the student liaisons, be active in the groups that can shape healthcare, be involved and stay informed. Thank you all for having me here today, and I wish you all the best of luck and great success in your studies. Thank you.
Thank you to Dr. Best for his amazing speech. Next, it is my honor to introduce our keynote speaker for today, Dr. Diana Ingracia Miano. So Dr. Diana is an MSUCOM alumni. She is the president of class of 2021, and she was last year's recipient of Student DO of the Year. Yeah, if you think that's impressive, wait until you hear her speak. So without further ado, put your hands together for Dr. Miano.
Thank you, Umar. Hey 2025, thanks for having me today, and most of all, congratulations. As Umar just mentioned, my name is Diana Ingracia Miano, and I'm a very recent graduate of MSU COM. I'm going to tell you what I told the last group, but I sincerely am honored and humbled to let alone stand before you today, but also receive the accolades just mentioned. None of this would have been possible without time spent at this very institution with these very educators. This is a true statement. Dr. Malfitano did not pay me for that quote. Truly, though, I feel indebted to MSUCOM. Before medical school, I was naive to the world of medicine. I swapped career paths from lab research to physicianhood. Coming from a non-medical family, I knew very little about the medical school journey, the board exams, the residency trail, etc. And to be honest with you, I don't think I could have told you the difference between an optometrist and my destined career path, an ophthalmologist. I just hope my program director doesn't hear about that. My point in telling you this is because I started this journey, the very position you're in now, with little to nothing to show for in my medical professional repertoire. I had to learn a lot, not just academically, but systematically about the profession. Michigan State University College of Osteopathic Medicine gave me both a foundational kickstart, so to speak, and a support system throughout my 4-year tenure, which allowed me to find myself as a professional and excel in areas I became passionate about. I'm not unique to this story either. The 300 of my classmates, let alone the thousands of physicians who came before us, were in similar positions. This institution is known to take the very motivation, grit, and dedication which ushers aspiring physicians to medical school and station them on a path to success. All of you sitting here today fall within that same context. You've endured the beginnings of an education which, maybe during the heat of it, felt challenging, tiring, and perhaps even unattainable at times. Listen, from experience, I can assure you, you will make it through if each and every day you carry that very tenacity which got you to the doors of MSU-Com. This road isn't easy, but you were hand-chosen to be here today, and that is a complete honor. Remember this moment when you're head first in a book instead of the tailgate down the street, or on your first overnight shift, missing a gathering with family or friends. You'll make it to the other side, and when you do, after immeasurable hard work and sacrifice, you will be extremely proud to call yourself a Spartan DO. Reflecting back on my own white coat ceremony, it was a bit earlier than yours. It was actually the week after classes started in June. I remember saying, I don't know who or what is authorizing this coat to be placed on my shoulders. I totally thought I was squeaking through the cracks. But you're all a bit further along in your studies than I was at this point. By now, no one has squeaked through, and you all are very deserving of donning these coats today. I think you can understand now better than I did at my own ceremony that medicine is a complex field, not only for the study required to understand it, but because of its fluidity. It's forever changing. As students, we rely on our academic institutions to offer us a baseline knowledge, and as you move on through the years, you may find yourselves looking up to residents who are beginning to understand the human body's natural patterns and deviations from the textbooks once studied. And so on and so forth, just as the cycle portrays, us residents rely greatly on our attendings, who, if you ask, may also say they have much to learn, as modern technologies and novel pathologies arise with each passing year of their careers. These last 2 years or so have demonstrated just that. We as a profession have been challenged in ways never before imagined. I don't mean to bring up difficult times, but I will. Everyone in this room has been touched by these trying years, and for you all specifically as aspiring healthcare professionals, it's part of your story. It's impacted your education in indescribable ways, both academically and emotionally. I witnessed the group of physicians and educators behind me leap over Olympic-sized hurdles as they overcame adversity to serve this college. I remember getting emails at 10, 11 p.m. at times because they were working around the clock to make sure the wheels of this school kept turning so we, the students, can carry on through this educational process. Seriously, they are a very admirable bunch. And while there's no minimizing how diligently these educators worked, it was still difficult to understand how the clinicians, how the frontliners made it through those early months. For myself, transitioning from student to resident and witnessing these healthcare workers in action, I was completely amazed. I was amazed by the raw emotion that went into their work and the drive these physicians had to push forward for each and every patient, leaving no individual left to fight illness on their own. Now, I'm sure even before COVID-19, providing the utmost quality of care was a standard. However, what I surmise is this amplification of emotional connection between providers and patients. There's this stress on fulfilling the absolute best care possible to ensure these patients and their families are taken care of as if they were our own. Because truly, for the first time in a long time in medicine, we're in this particular fight together. My point in sharing this is to highlight what makes a strong physician is larger than acquired knowledge alone. It's having the ability to integrate compassion and emotion along with intelligence in order to facilitate well-rounded care. It's knowing the patient before you is also a person with a family, friends, maybe a career, an entire life to continue. This realization isn't easily taught. Typically, it's an innate quality. Such compassion and understanding may be some of the elements which make up one's persona even before starting medical school. 2025, you're sitting in this room today because you too carry these admirable traits. By this point, you've demonstrated a relentless will to aid others. Heck, you've dedicated the rest of your lives to doing just that. And as you progress through the rest of your courses, board exams, and rotations, keep that compassion close at all times. Use it honorably. Learn as you watch your teachers couple both the science and humanity of medicine. Before you know it, you'll find yourself coordinating the two within your own practice. Now, I hate to break it to you, but graduation is a lot closer than you think. Slightly nerve-wracking, I know, but overall, that's pretty exciting. Remember, you are and will continue to acquire multiple successes along the way as you strive for that finish line. And while in some contexts, success may be defined as grades, board scores, class rank, and residency match, we learned this year the term success holds another meaning. It's also characterized by the dedication to those we serve, genuineness of care for all we encounter, and overall ambition to carry out your role to the absolute fullest capacity possible. Know you're here today because you hold the potential to do just this as you positively impact the lives of others, just as those docs I mentioned earlier are doing for their patients, and just as the administration here has done for us as students. From this day forward, wear that white polyester proudly and remember what it stands for. Remember each day you put it on that you're in the makings to be one of the greats. One could even go as far by saying that you already are. Again, I want to congratulate you all. I want to congratulate you on today for all that you've accomplished thus far. You should be proud of everything which led you here, but just as importantly, be proud of what's to come. Someday, very soon, you too will be a Spartan physician entering residency and beyond. That in itself is pretty awesome. I wish you all the best of luck in your future endeavors, and I look forward to seeing you in the hospital soon. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Ingracia-Miano, Dr. Best, and student Dr. Akel. Students will now be presented with their white coat by our faculty marshals, representing college administration, our departments, and the statewide campus system governing board members that together represent more than 4,000 clinical faculty. Mr. Jody Knoll and Mr. Scott Pohl from MSU's WKAR Radio will be presenting the students today.
Our first faculty marshal, Dr. William Dunker, Assistant Professor, Osteopathic Medical Specialties. Jennifer M. German. Kelsey McDonald. Taylor David Edgecombe. Tasneem Ali. Kyle Mutharaman. Anthony L. Lewis. Ashley Ann Fulton. Zachary K. Hiringa. Lord El Sharak. Chelsea Renee Perkins. Savannah L. Jelnick. Megan M. Fauché. Angeline Corpuz Mengoti. Our next faculty marshal, Dr. Martha A. Feiner, Assistant Professor, Biochemistry and Molecular Biology. Emeti Bomolayamu. Logan T. Comans. Samiat O. Shafo. Abbas Ali Kobesi. Brendan M. Oatman. Bruce Kardash. Mario Hanna. Dominic E. Swiczkowski. Sherry Tuma. Sophia Noel Sacco. Vihangi L. Nyangora. Nimanthi Kumara. Amy Zheng. Our next faculty marshal, Dr. Bernadette Gender-Nalik, Assistant Professor, Family and Community Medicine. Ivan Samayoa. Shwetha Ravi. Saida Sarder. Yordanos Elshita. Zainab Abbagi. Hunter Joseph Littman. Nazar Alexander Jiffy. Sarah M. Lee. Joseph Jong. Miles J. Vigoda. Benjamin M. Roskowitz. Dominic Kizzy. Loai Abdullah Shihadeh. Our next faculty marshal, Dr. Shirley A. Harding, Associate Professor, Osteopathic Surgical Specialties. Dishpal Singh Jadir. Amrinder Singh Sandhu. Arman M. Fotuhi. Cody R. Townsley. Nicholas Woodbury. Matthew David Cooley. Nassim Lemsefer. Hassan Ali Berry. Olivia Grace Jane Key. Lauren Elaine DeLand. Olivia Grace Collins. Bernadette Page Mellama.
Our next faculty marshal, Dr. Furqan B. Irfan, Assistant Professor, Research and Advanced Study Programs, and Director, Research Development. Alexis Romero. Amanda C. Klein. Michaela Ann Gleason. Kayla M. Fong. Elizabeth A. Cowden. Eric Lewis Van Fossen. Kylie Marie Flynn. Christopher Maynard Visser. Leah H.T. Spangler. Kaylee Ann Childs. Ashish N. Tripathi. Abril Rodriguez Medina. Kyrie Sun. Our next faculty marshal is Dr. Larissa Kaufman, Associate Professor, Osteopathic Medical Specialties. Risa A. Lugo. Sarah A. Khan. Rijul S. Manny. Jasmine A. Wynn. Olivia Marvin. Christina C. Clinton. Scott M. McGuire. Antoine Tong. Veer Javeri. Stephen James Kalazuk. Heron Moreau Burgess. Eric Chan. Addison Grace Burns. Our next faculty marshal is Dr. Jamie A. Lippert, Associate Professor, Osteopathic Manipulative Medicine. Eric Brink. Miranda Josephine Sy. Kate Maureen Reedy. Annalise Marie Kolpanowski. Carson L. Middlebrook. Jessica Reese. Lamise Harp. Nadine S. Owada. Amy M. Byer. Summer Beauvais Stefanko. Abigail Rose Struble. Meredith Kimberly Nelson. Our next faculty marshal, Dr. Anessa R. Matson, Assistant Dean, Detroit Medical Center Campus. Assistant Professor, Osteopathic Medical Specialties. Julie Marie Flegel. Hannah Lee Pettibone. Catherine Anna Ugansky. Grace Mackenzie Scott. Laura Marie Miller. Madison Page Schivel. Claire Kathleen Shea. Katerina Kitsios. Caitlin D. Johnson. Jennifer Pusavat. Nina Bowie. Stephanie Acosta. Our next faculty marshal is Dr. Lawrence Prokop, Professor, Physical Medicine and Rehabilitation. Bruin C. Armwald. Daniel Lee. Lee S. Chow. Maria Kim. Monica Tammy Sun. Pranathi C. Mova. Anis Y. Kim. Christine J. Chang. Madi Awen Dowling. Dev Dayal. Tyler Austin Schaefer. Onebuchi Charles Amanze.
Our next faculty marshal, Dr. Michael D. Reebok, Associate Professor, Osteopathic Medical Specialties. Amar S. Sandhu. Dennis Smythe. Chanpreet Singh. Arshjoth Singh. Karanjay Singh Baines. Michael Ely Sukar. Justin Bradley Reebok. Charles Weber Mahoney. Jesse A. Avendano, Jr. Asad S. Mohammed. Masai Rains. Akash Patel. Our next faculty marshal, Dr. Sumati S. Reddy, Clinical Assistant Professor, Pediatrics. Varsha Reddy. Alexa Elizabeth Ariazi. William Edward Ross. Jazeb Gohar. Colin Thomas O'Hearn. Udin Fahim Ahmed. Joshua Ryan Edick. Andrew J. Dorst. Syed Ali Hariri. Michael D. Wertheimer. Christina Silva. Nadine Eddie Zayat. Our next faculty marshal, Dr. Carolina B. A. Restini, Assistant Professor of Pharmacology and Toxicology. Manasa Kanathi. Aljanae Janviev Cadet. Paige M. Hollett. Cassandra Wallington. Christina Hemi Lee. Victor Frank Ilyasov. Javis Bin Tran. Ahmed Salam Ismail. Ali J. Hussein. Samir Mehboob Jugani. Joshua D. LeBay. Louis Elatrache. Our next faculty marshal, Dr. Katie M. Ruger, Associate Dean Admissions and Student Life and Assistant Professor Psychiatry. Adam S. Kosiba. Zachary James Terry. Canyon I. O'Brien. Samuel Paul Brodsky Keeps. Joseph Issa Haddad. Jonathan R. Verde. Jacob Xavier McClellan. Pablo Prostakis Terrasas. Jasmine Ariana Knowles. Rebecca Rose Cleo Weeks. Amanda M. Pierce. Rithan R. Manimaleth.
Our next faculty marshal, Dr. Mangala G. Sadasivan, Associate Professor, Psychiatry. That's Sadasivan, by the way. Caleb Douglas Topp. Catherine J. Lasich. Claire O. Mikulski. Saiba Singh. Ankita P. Rao. Derek E. Bowman. Anthony Botras. Michael Mangum. Zachary R. Tepper. Caitlin Quinn Buxbaum. Ariana N. Seabrooks Matthews. Sharon Martinez. Our next faculty marshal is Dr. Brian Schutte, Associate Professor, Microbiology and Molecular Genetics. Dalia Abdulaziz Hassan. Ashley Jane Brymakos. Muluka T. Omar. Fatima Isa. Sophie Blair Brown. John Downey. Shelby Travis. Madison M. George. Sakina Devon. Shri Akila Ukula. Harminder Sandhu. Sarah Mascour. No. Our next faculty marshal is Dr. John R. Taylor, Director of Wellness and Counseling, Admissions, and Student Life. Isra Dora. Hadil Faraj Swalam. Avani Patik. Spencer R. Gilbert. Emily C. Jackson. Jacqueline Alexis Andrews. Grace E. Allen. Armand Shojai. Maria Karnianka. Thomas Brisky. Timothy John Dworkin. Jonathan Godusky. Our next faculty marshal is Dr. Howard Sherman Teitelbaum, Clinical Professor, Family and Community Medicine. Kit G. Martin. Rachel M. Harrop. Heidi N. Cunnin. Diane Bowie. Unique Santos Banyares. Supreet Kaur Ashat. Anmal A.P. Pardal. Sayed Ahmed Rizvi. Miles B. Menick. Alec Botros. Zachary Alexander Gottfried. Jeffrey Quinn. Our next faculty marshal, Dr. Sarah E. Tilden, Assistant Professor, Radiology. Celine Allison Adriano. Tarek A. McCowie. Brandon Scott Goocher. Emily Rose Bossy. Leonie Mia Leslie. Maylin Wu. Madeline Claire Nicholas. Richa T. Patel. Sydney Renee Riggs. Gretchen E. Klein. Alexandria Bardashevich. Hisham Atwee.
Our next faculty marshal, Dr. Kirsten L. Warla, Associate Dean, Medicine Education and Assistant Professor, Osteopathic Medical Specialties. Adam Canifer. Ali Ajami. Curtis Victor Johnson. Sarisha Chandra Pasupuleti. Zachary Michael Sperry Warla. Ashur Siddiqui. Landon Call Barlow. Samuel Joseph Cronin. Benjamin M. Kavanaugh. Tyler Van Rye. Jasmine Hannah Cambry. Megan Marissa Fleischman. Our next faculty marshal, Ms. Sarah J. Weitz, Administrative Director, Academic Specialist, Macomb University Center Campus. Angelina S. Antonian. Marta Jolobetska. Uliana P. Malavana. Urja K. Parikh. Jared J. Lutzik. Sharmila Nasreen. Stephanie Agudelo. Lauren Marie McGrath. Allison Velk. Neeraj Padmanabhan. Alex J. Mercer. Fee Window. Our next faculty marshal, Dr. Carol A. Wilkins, Associate Professor, Biochemistry and Molecular Biology. John Patrick Carnes. Ariel Emmer. Evan M. Claggett. Joy Udo. Nisha Desai. Vanessa Elnora Najjar. Teresina Malai. Bianca Maria Benaquista. Chris Maria Joseph William. Aaron R. Rick. Shreya Ori. Iman Kaur Singh. Ananya Varay. Our next faculty marshal, Dr. Bruce A. Wolf, Assistant Dean, Macomb Campus, and Assistant Professor, Radiology. Callie Mae Jimerson. Devin L. McLaughlin. Nina Renee Darwich. Selena R. Kassab. Diana M. Hazim. Isabella Marie Quadrini. Enza A. Staffa. Sarah N. Shervish. Rahaf Asafi. Anthony Abro. Anthony Alat Mansour. Joseph Mark Mukhtar. Our next faculty marshal, Dr. Patrick J. Woodman, Clinical Professor, Osteopathic Surgical Specialties. Henry M. Burkhart. Blarina S. Popel. Mario Charles Augusta. Nadia Najah Herfy. Chase A. Torretta. Cameron D. Rady. Nina T. McKelvey. Natalia C. Guerra. Emily Sue Dietrich. Alexa Rose Lum. Stephanie Ann Cox. Mackenzie McDowell Miller. Allison H. Steffen. Our next faculty marshal, Dr. W. Britt Zimmerman, Associate Professor and Interim Chairperson, Osteopathic Surgical Specialties. Morgan S. Ham. Ryan James Thornburg. Jacob Fanning. Brendan Ryan Rawlings. Jacob S. Shaner. Brian Haynes. Trevor Timothy Sheridan. Swarna Schill. Shavina Sivapulan. Josh Klein. Austin Blake Benedict. Matthew Halim Hillu. And Carlos E. Tobar.
Guests, faculty, and staff, the MSU COM class of 2025. I'd I'd like to ask the class of 2025 to rise, raise your right hand, and read the Convocation oath along with me, which is located in your program. I do hereby affirm my loyalty to the profession I am learning and to the Michigan State University College of Osteopathic Medicine. Mindful always of my great responsibility to acquire the knowledge and skills to preserve the health and the life of my patients and to employ only those recognized methods of treatment consistent with good judgment and with my skill and ability. I will be ever vigilant in aiding the general welfare of the community, sustaining its laws and institutions, not engaging in those practices which will in any way bring shame or discredit upon myself or my profession. I will endeavor to work in accord with my colleagues in a spirit of progressive cooperation. I will look with respect and esteem upon all those who are teaching me my art. I will be ever alert to further the application of basic biologic truths to the healing arts and to develop the principles of osteopathy which were first enunciated by Andrew Taylor Still. To my college, I will be loyal and strive always for its best interests and for the interests of the students who will come after me. In the presence of this gathering, I bind myself to my oath. Thank you. Please be seated. Congratulations, student doctors, and all of your family and friends who have supported you up to this point. I ask you again to stand up, turn around, and say thank you to your family, friends, loved ones here. Thank you. Remember, you couldn't have got here without them. I also want to thank our college staff that have helped with the process of each and every student and organized the ceremony that we had here today. Please, a round of applause for all of our staff who came in today. Thank you. Today is an important day in so many ways. As Dean and on behalf of our college, faculty, and staff, I commit that we will continue to fully help you become that best physician or great doctor you desire to be. How are we meeting that goal? One way is by helping you understand that medicine is more than just a science. It is still a medical art. Here at MSU-COM, you will continue to learn what the current state of science is in contemporary medicine, both as it relates to not only treating illness, but more importantly, in preserving health. But we do this in a manner that also recognizes that those that seek out our expertise as physicians are not simply patients that we will rapidly reduce down to a few key symptoms or demographic metrics so that we can then quickly move on to the next symptom in case. That's reductionist thinking, and that's not who we are. We espouse the holistic approach to preserving health and treating illness. We recognize that our patients are not just single symptoms or numbers that need to be corrected and forgotten. We know that a single symptom may be the tip of the iceberg in better understanding of the complete health needs of our patients, both in their mind, in their body, and spirit. By being aware and open to these complexities, we are better able to recognize and then address the health needs of those who seek us out. We also recognize that the patients that seek us are also unique and important, diverse individuals that have a complexity that's to be recognized, honored, and respected. People that have families and friends as well are important members of their greater communities. We also recognize as osteopathic physicians that we will likely impact each of these aspects of our patients' lives at every encounter we have with them. And we try to be sure to incorporate these realities to, again, maximize the health outcomes our patients desire. Being part of MSU-COM, you are taught these holistic approaches to medical care and these philosophies will make you stand out and be recognized as great physicians. Seems to me that this should be self-evident in what a great world-class physician should be, that we do not just reduce our patients down to a single symptom or number or finding or nucleotide, and that we recognize we are not only impacting patients, but also their families, friends, and greater communities. Right? Well, in my experience, I can tell you that the medical profession has not always embraced these tenets, and in so doing may be losing the forest for the trees. While osteopathic medicine does not claim exclusivity to the notion that we holistically approach the concerns that our patients bring to us, you can be darn sure that at MSU-COM you learn this approach at every point in your education, in every lecture, small group session, preceptor experience, and clerkship time. As a result, at MSU-COM, your education includes learning not only the science of medicine, but also the art of medicine. What's the art of medicine? It's that place where science is yet to provide concrete answers, and very well may never be able to provide concrete answers for some of today's most vexing medical dilemmas in either treating illness or preserving health. Yet you, as future physicians, will be challenged with these situations every day of your clinical practice and asked to act best you can. Many of us here on this stage can attest to this fact and the uneasiness that comes with not having all the answers. How do we handle this? We continue to empirically learn through the experiences of our mentors, our colleagues, and yes, those patients who have sought us out in the past on how best to navigate as yet uncharted waters of medical practice. We combine these experiences with the scientific knowledge base we possess and also constantly capitalize on our education to holistically approach our patients, thereby providing them the best care possible. This philosophy has not only served us well, it's a progressive notion to healthcare that is being recognized nationally as to its import to today's society. Today, the osteopathic profession is growing rapidly. 1 in 6 doctors are currently a DO. 1 in 4 graduates of a medical school currently are a DO. Over 10,000 physicians in the state of Michigan are DOs as of today. And class of 2025, I'm here to confirm for you that you have entered not only the best osteopathic medical school, but one of the premier medical schools on the planet. I'm alumni, so I'm a little biased, if you can't tell. With all of that, I sincerely wish you continued success, and go green. Thank you. I'd ask the audience to remain seated while the platform party and faculty marshals and then the students exit the arena, and then you can meet your student doctor on the concourse level. Thank you again for joining our family here today.
you.